What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Money. Welcome to my channel, King Said So. And if King said it, it must be true because everything King is saying is factually based. So we had this anti I almost said xenophobia, anti-homosexual bill that was passed in 21 March in Uganda. And Uganda is saying no to homosexuality, no to same-sex relationships and everything. And Uganda saying we're going to punish you badly for that. About 2 days ago, I made a video. I said the EFF leader, Julius Malema, will be leading a strike against this bill. Um, not to change the bill, but to raise awareness to say, listen, what the government of Uganda, are doing is wrong. Let's just quickly listen to what Mr. Malema said during his march or his picket at Tshwane.
Leave us out of your stupidity. We are not part of that. We are Africans and we are with the LGBTQI plus community, and we are proud Africans, and we are not ashamed of being Africans. And we are standing here in front of the Ugandan embassy, our embassy, because anything African is us. Don't make this place smell of blood of innocent people. We want to stop you before you make shame of yourself. We are Ugandan. We identify with Ugandans. We are not of politicians. We are not bought by politicians. We'll never be bought by politicians. We are hand in hand with the people of Uganda, because gathered here today are proud Ugandans. Warat arinyagi permission ya how. We are Ugandans and we are gay and we are proud. If in Teko wula kapili shakapilu, it's none of our problems. So comrades, without any waste of time, I'm going to.
Yes, so guys, you have to watch my previous video to understand my take and my position on what the LGBTQ movement. You guys need to watch my previous video. It is a long video, about 40 minutes, but in that 40 minutes, you'll be getting a lot of research that I've done. Research from the early 1950s up to the 2000s, up to 2022, where we have gathered information about the transgender people and so on. So you need to watch that because in this video I'll be addressing a different matter. Julius Malema saying we are proud to be Africans. We are not ashamed of being Africans, and the Uganda government, what they are doing is wrong. Take it as you may. I don't think this is an African thing. There is no record in the African books that we can pull out and say, look what happened with the Khoisans in their drawings. There is no recording of such things. These things, I think, has unfolded as time went by, and government needed to adjust to the latest things that have been happening, mainly because of pressure from the Western world, pressuring the African countries to accept these things, and some of them have accepted it and some have not. Uganda is one of those countries that said no to homosexual. But I must say, looking at the bill and what the type of punishment that the Ugandan government has put in place, it's crazy. By the way, I'm rocking Why Not. Why Not? It's my official sponsor for the channel. Like I said, very soon you'll be seeing changes. Looks like the changes will be taking time, but we did manage to come to an agreement and everything with my sponsor, Why Not Technologies, and you guys will be seeing a lot of that on my channel. Now, like I said, if you want anything to do with embroidering, printing of clothes, printing of bags and everything, call them for a code. Tell them that King said send you. Tell them that King send you and you're demanding a discount, and you're gonna get a discount. Anyway, let's check quickly what does this bill say. And it's crazy what type of punishment the government of Uganda believes is sufficient for homosexuality. So if you read with me, it says the Parliament of Uganda has unanimously considered and passed the anti-homosexuality bill 2023 with maximum penalty of death sentence and imprisonment of others offenses as shown. I think if I'm I stand to be corrected, but I think they took the death penalty out and kept the rest. I think they took the death penalty out. If you are in Uganda or you know better than me, please go in the comment section and tell us, did they take the death penalty out? Because I think after the pressures of the Western world and the pressures of all of these strikes happening, I think they said, okay, no, we will not kill them, but we will imprison them. So let's read quickly again what the Ugandan government is saying. Number one, it says, person convicted of aggravated homosexuality is punished with a penalty of death. That's crazy. Number two, it says the person who commit the offense of homosexuality. What on earth does that mean? You committed the act. It says 20 years. My goodness. The person convicted of promoting of homosexuality. The person that committed the act of homosexuality and the person that promotes it get the same imprisonment, 20 years of penalty, 20 years of imprisonment. How can that be equal? That does not make any sense. That does not make any sense. Anyway, let's continue. Number four, person recruiting children into homosexuality. That is a very serious case. For me personally, I believe children must not be indoctrinated at a small age about this type of things. Let children grow up, and as they get older, they can make decisions on their own. So for me, this one, I agree with it, but I don't agree with the penalty. That is also 20 years. 20 years, my goodness. Okay, a person who has committed the attempted aggravated homosexuality. I don't know why is that now a tongue twister. Anyway, 14 years. A person who has been convicted and attempted homosexuality, 10 years. Listen to this one. The owner of a premises that promotes homosexuality. The owner. If I own a building and homosexual people come there and stay there in my building, that is like I'm promoting it. So for that, I'm gonna get a beautiful 10 years in prison. Just imagine. And listen to number 8, guys. Listen to number 8. A child found guilty of homosexuality. A child found guilty of homosexuality. A child. They're gonna get 3 years. They're gonna get 3 years. And from everything here, this is the one I disagree with most. The last one, which is number 9. Media houses that publish material that promotes homosexuality, they will be fined 1 billion shillings and their license revoked for 10 years. So even the media are not free to be able to report on this thing of homosexuality, because it will look like they are promoting it. You understand? So it's a difficult thing that is happening in in Uganda. I think this is. I will check because I know Zambia, Rwanda, and I think Kenya and other countries are also against homosexuality. I will check and compare their penalties compared to Uganda. I think Uganda has gone for the extreme, and it's crazy that even the media houses have been threatened. There is no freedom of speech in Uganda. And the question then remains, if we say these penalties are stiff and are a bit too much, then what is the reasonable punishment for it? And if ever it should not be punished, then where are we where are we going to draw the line as Africans into this adaptation of what Western culture is imposing on us? That is a question that African countries need to have. We need to have that big time. That's why we said one Africa, one land, one Africa without any borders, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one language, and that language is Swahili. Not that Swahili is the most famous language ever, but Swahili has got links in many languages in Africa. And then we can teach it in every school, and every child can learn how to speak Swahili so that every African child can communicate with the other. We can even choose two if possible. I'm not sure. Tell me quickly on the comment section, which language do you think, if one Africa, if we had to say one Africa, one language, which one language do you think would be best, would be easy and best to learn for all Africans from the north down to the south? Which are, I say Swahili. I like Swahili, and I think you can hear a lot of things of a little bit of Nguni in Swahili, and it's easy to learn. I say from grade one, teach the children how to speak Swahili. So when the child comes from Kenya and they come to South Africa, they'll be able to communicate it to a South African child, and vice versa. South African child goes to Nigeria, can can speak Swahili, because Swahili is taught as a, maybe even not a first language but a third additional language, just for African's sake, and then will progress later in, say, making it a second additional language, and making it the first additional language. Because we are in South Africa, we are teaching Afrikaans, where Afrikaans is not spoken anywhere else in the country, in the world, but we are teaching it in South Africa. And children in 1976 died because of this Afrikaans language. But anyway, we're still teaching it. The black people, when they took power in South Africa, they took power, but they kept the language, they kept the system to enslave the black child's mind operating. They did not demolish the system. So I said that to say this: where where are we going to draw the line as Africans? And what is too little punishment and what is too much punishment? Are you thinking of the future? Because the LGBTQ movement is growing year by year because of TikTok, because of social media. The information is now readily available for our children to consume. You understand? And we can't say, I disagree with Malema. We can't say this is an African thing. We are proud as Africa. It's not. It's not. We have to be honest. But we come back to the fact that, is it fair to put someone in prison for 20 years, or to even give them a death penalty because you disagree with their sexual orientation? Is it fair? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I always say, if you don't agree with something, then provide us with a solution. So I don't necessarily have the solution, guys, to be honest with you guys. So go in the comment section, guys. Do you think this 20 years and 10 years that they've been throwing around, is it fair? Is it fair? If it's not fair, can someone on the comment section? I've got a lot of wise people on my channel, and you guys are always on the comment section educating me like nobody's business. Tell me, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a spiritual attack? Do you think this is a global attack that is happening, a global culture that is feeding into the African countries and eating them slowly by taking away their religion and their tradition and cultures slowly. You understand? You introduce this because you see in America they're already teaching it in school. In America, you can't even call a boy him or her. You must use they and thee and they and whatever. Are we going to get there as Africa? If you say no, we are not going to get there, but we have already taken the first steps. I think South Africa was one of the first countries in Africa to allow same-sex marriage. If you go on the divorce statistics, same-sex marriage has got the highest percentage in terms of divorce in South Africa. I did a video about that. You can check. Just go on my videos and check. You will see that their divorce rate is higher in the first 5 years than normal marriages. And I'm not saying that to bombard them and say whatever. I am saying I think these penalties are just ridiculous. But what is the stance that we must take? What is it that we must do as Africans? What is it that we must do to protect our tradition and cultures, our morals? What is it that we can do? It's your boy King053. Let me play out with the best sponsor in Africa. Why Not Technologies? Until the next time, see you guys. Salute.
At Why Not Technologies, we specialize in bags, embroidery, branded wear, and screen printing. We provide the finest quality for affordable price and fast turnaround time. We make sure you'll be satisfied with your order. Visit us at 18 Fisher Avenue, Epping.